Picture this, March 15th, 44 BCE. The Senate chamber in Rome. The daggers are drawn, but just what if Julius Caesar had spotted that glint of metal? What if he'd worn armor that day? Or listened to his wife Calpurnia's desperate warnings about danger? How different would our world be today if those 23 stab wounds never happened? Let's dive into this fascinating alternative history. Without that bloody assassination, Rome would have taken a very different path. Caesar, already immensely popular with the common people and his loyal legions, would have likely transformed the Republic into an empire much faster than his adopted son Augustus did. I mean, he was already basically running the show as dictator for life. Think about it. The Senate, those proud men in their togas who plotted against him, they would have been stripped of their remaining power almost immediately. Caesar wasn't known for forgiveness when it came to opposition. Their influence would have evaporated like morning dew in the Roman sun. And here's where it gets really interesting. Caesar was 55 when he was killed. Not young, but not ancient by Roman standards either. He could have ruled for another decade or two, establishing a stable dynasty long before Augustus had the chance. Imagine no civil war, no power vacuum, no period of chaos, just a smooth transition of power through a Caesarian bloodline. But the most fascinating part, Roman expansion. Caesar was a brilliant military commander. That's how he rose to power in the first place. With more time at the helm, who knows how far Rome's borders would have stretched. He already had plans to conquer Parthia in the east. Perhaps he would have pushed deeper into Germania, maybe even reached the shores of the Baltic Sea. And here's a mind-bending thought, language. The reason we speak English today is partly because of how history played out after Caesar's death. In this alternative timeline with a more stable, more expansive Roman Empire, Latin might never have fragmented into the Romance languages. Instead of English, French, or Spanish, we might all be speaking some modern version of Latin right now. The ripple effects are endless. Would Christianity have spread the same way without the particular conditions of the Roman Empire under Augustus? Would the Dark Ages have happened? Would the Renaissance have looked completely different? Here's something even more wild to consider. Many of our modern governmental systems are based on the Roman Republic. You know, the very system Caesar was dismantling. If he'd lived longer and completely transformed Rome into an empire earlier, would our modern democracies look the same? All of this from one morning, one decision, 23 daggers that might never have struck. History really does balance on a knife's edge, doesn't it? So what do you think? Would Rome have lasted longer under a continuous Caesarian dynasty? Would it have collapsed sooner without that renewal under Augustus? Let me know your thoughts below. I'd love to hear your take on this historical what if.